What's up guys, back for another Honkai Star video, and in this one I was looking at the Starlight exchange shop, and I was like, okay, right, it's going to update in just about 24 hours because I'm recording this right before reset, right? And I was like, okay, well, so far I've been wanting to save up for Himiko and Clara's light cone because after that I'll have, well, and Welts too, I guess, because I don't have Welts. I don't really have the full intention of going for Welt just because I use other ones with Welt, and most of the time when I end up using Welt I don't use Acheron, so I just use that one. But I was like, you know what, I kind of want to get all of the light cones just to have them once, right? So whenever there's a time when Star Rail doesn't want to just drop heat after heat and I don't have to use this on tickets, I would love to get the other three light cones that I'm missing, right? And it dawned on me, will they ever update this? Now, the reason I'm grouping this with the standard banner as well is because during, I believe, right before the second anniversary on Genshin, and I know people are like, oh, people always compare Genshin and Star Rail. It's like, yeah, they're the same company, right? They updated the banner because they dropped the Dendro typing. Now, I don't think that they're going to update the typings that soon for Star Rail. I think the typings are just fine. If they do drop another typing, that'd be pretty cool, or maybe a new path, considering how many Aeons are out there. Do you think they would ever update this? I think if they added a new typing or path, that we could potentially see the character that goes to the standard banner get added, and they would just put like the Lycone like right here or something, right? But until they do that, I'm not too sure if they'll ever update this. Maybe they'll add Seele to this because, you know, she was like the first character we dropped. But then that would potentially be like banner sales that they lose out on. So it's a bit tricky, right? Depending on how friendly they want to get with their player base. But overall, I think this shop is still extremely good as is, and I feel like this one doesn't quite need updating just because Himiko's Light Cone is good in Pure Fiction, Clara's Light Cone is pretty decent, Bronya's Light Cone is really good, Welt's is good for Nihility, Jeopard's is amazing for the preservation class. Yanqing's is just really a stat stick, to be honest with you, with the crit damage. And then Bilo's is a really good healing one. So overall, even if you already own these, even if you're not saving just for tickets, it doesn't really hurt to grab more of these. Plus, they update the 4 stars a lot. I don't think we've gotten a 4-star that has been added to the game. Like, I think there's Yukong. Let me know in the comments if you've seen Yukong here, because I don't check this as often as I should, just because I don't need to. Like, I know I'm missing my last Arlen in Asta, but I don't really want to buy them from this. I think unless you just straight up don't have the character, it's not really great to grab them from this. But I don't think they've added new 4 stars here, which I guess would kind of answer my own question of if they're planning on updating this. They should definitely start with the 4 stars. They did add a track of destiny rather recently, so it does show that they are updating it by adding new items for kind of this section of the shop where it's just like special passes, normal passes, tracks of destiny. But when they update the 4 stars, I honestly would be expecting an update to the 5-star light cones as well. Maybe they can put event light cones here, like the Silver Wolf one. If you aren't able to get it, you can buy it here. I think that would be pretty cool way to update it without adding new 4 stars or 5 stars to it if they want to be kind of stingy with that. But another thing that they should potentially add is add characters here. Now, I think this one is the most likely to actually get updated between the two because, like I said, in Genshin they added Tignari, his weapon, Dea, her weapon, and I think there's another weapon. I don't know. I haven't played Genshin in a minute, but I swear there was a weapon that got added that wasn't Tignari's that I've never seen before. So it's either somehow something on my radar or it's just a new weapon that was added. But they added 2 light cones and 2 characters worth of if are equivalent to it, right? And I don't think that'd be a bad thing, right? Maybe they wouldn't update the 300 because it'd be kind of unfortunate. I mean, I would be down for it because new players being able to access newer characters would always be cool to me. And I mean, we don't need it as much as a day one player because, like, okay, we have our characters built, or even if you've been playing this game for a little bit, you have more of an account built than someone who just started. Like, is you not starting with Seele instead of picking, like, you know, I don't know, whoever you guys picked, right? I picked Bronya, right? Is not having Seele instead of, you know, whoever you picked really that much of a detriment to your account, right? So I think it'd be totally fine if they added Seele Jingyun to the 300, or whoever they decide to add, if they added a new typing or new class to it. they could add them there. I think that would be pretty cool. And it also would help make this standard banner a bit more hype. Now, do I expect them to do this? Probably not until at least the second anniversary. That's at least when Genshin did it, right? Now, I know we did reruns a bit quicker, I think, than good old Genshin. I'm honestly expecting, with how fast we cycle through the characters, I'm kind of expecting Starl to maybe dip into double reruns. And when I mean double reruns, I mean like, so right now we have Jinglu, right? Now let's say Adventuring leaves, he comes back in like a couple months, and then we have the next 5-star up here, and we have Adventuring and Jinglu rerun at the same time. Would that be good? I wouldn't mind it, honestly. That means you have a better chance of a character rerunning. If you're trying to get every single character, it will be kind of iffy if, you know, you want a new character and then 2 characters you don't have come back at the same time. But I think characters rerunning more frequently is definitely good for the game. But it really depends, like I said, if they want to continue refreshing banners and putting them out in this kind of format, or if they, you know, say, okay, well, this character's rerun like 4 or 5 times, and maybe go the route of how Genshin with their new banner. I know the banner isn't like too great. I believe you can still lose their, like, I don't know if it's 50-50 or not, but I know you can still lose 50-50, but you could lose 50-50 and get someone like, who was on the banner? I think Eula was on it. So it'd be the equivalent of you're summoning for, let's say, Himiko, right? And you lose the 50-50 for Himiko, and then suddenly you pull, like, Silverwolf, something like that. Which wouldn't be too bad, right? Now, unfortunately, that banner, I'm pretty sure, did not use the standard banner tickets in Genshin, so that is another thing. I like to think that Star was a bit more generous than that. There, if they did implement that, maybe we could use these tickets, right? But we'll have to see, right? I would definitely prefer that we get a update to the standard banner and the exchange shop sometime this year before second Annie. I really do think that it is possible. At least the 4 stars being updated to at least Gallagher would be cool, right? Since he was released around the 1-year anniversary. And then like hopefully just adding light cones to this at least. If not, add it to this, right? Maybe it'll cost like 500 or something, right? Really expensive, and then you'd have to buy it over and over, and you'd have the silver light cone. There's the Gwenithan light cone adding in here. It would suck to be added here for me, honestly, because then my free-to-play account couldn't get it, because the free-to-play account, when they get dupes, gets 20 of the Undying Starlight. But as long as more free-to-play players or players who have missed it have a chance of getting it, I would definitely be down for that. Speaking of that, Ratio actually leaves kind of soon, so I might make a video on that for the free-to-play players, or for people who are not sure if they want to start Starro. But let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think they'll update the Embers Exchange minus, you know, new materials at any point? Do you think they'll update the Starlight Exchange with new 5-star light cones, new 4 stars, new other items such as the Tracks of Destiny? Do you think they'll ever update the standard banner, maybe adding Seele, Jingyun, and their light cones into the mix? Or do you think they'll wait until we get a new type, like let's say they add like a dark and light element, and maybe add the first characters into those after a while? Let me know in the comments. And of course, don't forget to like, subscribe for more Starro content, and I'll catch y'all in the next Starro video.